everybody, time for a new tutorial. This one is going to be an eye look I like to call the Island Mirage. This is something very springy. It is very light. You might be wondering, well, what's new with this look? Number one, I am going to be using a new palette. It is the Coastal Scents Mirage palette. Mentioned this in a haul not too long ago, and a bunch of people said, hey, can you do a look with that? And so here I'm going to be utilizing a lot of these kind of orangey peachy tones, and we're gonna throw in this random gorgeous pink right there. Doesn't your eye just go to that color? For me it did, and so I really wanted to work that in. So that's gonna be new. Also new with this look, no real dark crease shade. We're utilizing really only the brights. And also with the liner, I'm gonna be using a liner technique kind of inspired by the lovely Alba. I love her channel. I have watched her videos for a long time. She's watched mine. We've been good friends, and so I saw her video about a liner technique that will really help your liner last, and it also gives a really neat effect. So I worked in sort of a couple ideas from her in this look liner wise, and if you want to link to her channel, go down below. She is gorgeous. She has great ideas, and yeah, so that's what this look is all about, and if you want to see how it comes together, keep watching. I'm going to use a Mally Evercolor shadow stick. I love these. I love the colors, and I like that the colors are just a little bit unique, and the one I'm using in this tutorial is bronze. Check out this color. It's kind of like, I mean, you could think bronze, but also copper, almost like a metallic peach shade, and it's so gorgeous as you draw it on the lid. You can see it just has a fantastic amount of shimmer, and I'm just going all over the lid with that. I'm dotting it up to the crease because I don't want the concentration of color to be as bold there. And then I'm just going to take a quick little sweep of this under on my lower lash line too, and I'm going to circle the tear duct area as well. Then you want to make sure that you don't have too much product on there. These shadow sticks are good about being long wearing completely on their own. But I do like to kind of dab my finger over it just to make sure I didn't get too much product on there, because they glide on so easily. It's easy to get quite a bit on. Next, I'm going to take my Mirage palette from Coastal Scents, and we're going to be using some of these fun orange peachy coral shades, and the first one I'm going for is in this orange row here. Down 3, and you can see it's got sort of that orangey bronzy glow. So I'm going to be taking a flat shadow brush. This one's from Sigma. Just going to pat it in there. It's going to be easy to pick up a lot of excess product, so make sure you tap it off. And then I'm just going to be patting that all over that bronze shadow stick we put on. And you can see this color contains quite a bit more orange. So it's going to bring that out in the whole look. You can use a slimmer pencil brush to take that same shade under the lower lash line as well. We want this glow to kind of really circle the eye. With a domed, fluffier brush, you know, you can take this same shade and lightly work it up into the crease. This look is all about, you know, overlapping shades, getting the most out of each color. Now, I want to make my lid pop just a little more with orange, and so to do that, I'm going to be taking one of the matte shades that's in that orange row, and it happens to be this one right here. So it's, you know, it may not be entirely matte, but it's definitely less shimmer than the first shade I put on there. Again, tapping off, and I'm just going to dot this right there on my lid, and you'll notice even more of a pop. One of the shades in this palette that my eye was just drawn to when I first looked at it is right here. This is such a pretty kind of like violet cranberry almost with some pink in it. Just thought it was gorgeous, and I thought it might be fun to not just do orange but kind of overlap and work in some pinks. So I'm still going to use this fluffy brush when you really want these seamless blends. Working with these blushes and just a light amount of product on the brush can create a great blend for you. So again, this is the Sigma SS224. I know the names have changed recently, but I'm going to pick up a little bit of that on the tip of the brush. And the area I'm looking to go for is sort of right as the shadow works its way onto my brow bone. So right about here, this visible area that's going to be seen when my eyes are open. I'm just taking that pretty pinky color and just overlapping. What's so neat about this color is that it can act almost as that crease shade. You know, it might appear that we've done some sort of outer V, but really effortlessly we've just taken this whole color and put it right up here as we work our way onto the brow bone, and we've got a really interesting blend. And then we want to think about our highlight, because there's a couple ways we're going to use this as well. You've got a whole range of light shades that could act as a highlight for you here. The shade I'm using is right here, and this has a little bit of shimmer to it. It's kind of pearly, so really pretty color, just kind of a basic in anyone's collection, so you don't have to have this palette to use this. But I'm going to be going right under the brow, and of course this is going to just slightly overlap the pink that we did. If you really want to have some fun with your highlight, you can take that same shade with a small detail brush. This is the mini detail brush from Coastal Scents that I love. Get asked about it constantly whenever I pull it out in a tutorial. But there we go, just for a little added brightness right there. All right, I've kind of been experimenting with some ways that I can get a soft but yet really defined liner look. And one way you can do that is using, you know, some powder shadows to help the liquid liner look a little more diffused, a little less harsh. And so I'm going with a black shade here that's all the way in the corner right there. And I'm going to be using one of my favorite brushes, which is from Sonia Kashuk, and this is known as the smudge brush in her collection. It's a small brush, and it can work for you in a couple different ways, which I'll show you here. So I'm going to get some black on there, and the first thing I'm going to do is just act like basically I'm lining my upper lash line with that. So I'm just using it, you know, east to west, just sitting it there horizontally and running it all along the lash line with this black shadow. Now that I've done that and I want an even more smudged out look, I'm going to turn this brush, and it's the perfect height to do this. Instead of going back and forth like that, I'm going to rotate the brush so it's more of a north-south direction, and then I'm going to just I just have a little more product on here, same black color, and then just running it in sort of little back and forth motions all along the lash line. And you're going to get sort of this wider strip of a dark color. And what's so great about this is that when we put a liner down really close to our lash line, we're going to have what appears to be a really natural fade. And this brush is so small that it keeps it controlled. I can still see plenty of the pretty peachy pinks that we worked with here, but now I've got some definition on the lash line. Then I want you to take a little more black on that brush, and we're just going to get a little of that color on our natural lash line, on the lower lash line. Just get it on there however you want it, smudge it, you know. We're just looking for sort of a smudge natural line right there, and we're just getting it there on the outer part. Quick, before we get to the liner on the upper lash line, I'm taking my Mally Evercolor Automatic Waterproof Liner in Onyx, and this is what I'm going to be using on my waterline today because I think it gives great intensity and great staying power. So I'm just going to get that all along the lash line right to the tear duct. Very good. Then I want to use a liquid liner that is going to give me a really, really fine line. So I'm using my Maybelline Line Stiletto liquid liner. Wanted to give this a try. I've heard some good things about it. And it just has a very fine, this is like a felt tip. It's not a little brush, but it's a actual sort of tip that it has here to give me a really fine line. So I'm just going to start here. I'm going to stay super close to the lash line, and I'm not going to wing it out. I'm just going to bring it right to the end, and then I'm going to go continue it in. Again, practically, you know, if you're struggling with getting close to your lash line, think about almost drawing it right on, you know, where your lashes connect to your skin. And that may help you, but the reason why we're doing this again is you can see that we're getting a little bit of a fade now from this to the black shadow. I'm trying out a new mascara, so I'm going to curl my lashes and then put on a couple coats of the Alma Get Up and Grow mascara. Check out the brush. The brush was kind of what attracted me to it in the first place. Really volumizing, it just looks a little pinched in, you know, in the center but it's a traditional brush, and so I was hoping this would give me volume and length. Still not quite sure what I think about it, but I am going to go ahead and use it on this other set of lashes, and then I'll join you with the finished look. Alrighty, here is the finished look, and I threw on actually some half strip false lashes, so that's giving the effect of a little more of possibly that cat eye look without doing any cat eye liner, which can be kind of fun. So I used those lashes. Let me see. They are the Whimsical lashes from Coastal Scents. I'm trying these out. They have a lot of different styles, but like I said, these are like the half strip that give you that sort of fanned out look right at the edge. So for the rest of my face, I basically went with some bronzy, kind of luminous tone. I went all over lightly with a bronzer that had a little bit of shimmer. This is Golden Tan from CoverGirl Cheekers. So did that, contoured the cheeks a little bit with my e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzer, used the bronzing side just right in here, and then I used this new blush from Mally. Got the new, it was a today's special value on QVC. I'm like loving Mally stuff lately, and this is a sort of a duo blush, and it's a blush system. So basically what you do is, this is the cream side, and normally the cream is just like a creamy blush, but this happens to be kind of like an illuminator. You put that on first actually, and then you go over it with this pretty peachy colored blush, and you get the awesome effect of like sort of dewy luminous makeup without the, I mean, the blend is perfect, and you don't get any sort of a greasy kind of look on your skin or oily. So that's an awesome idea. I think you could do with other products too. Take it sort of a cream highlight, put that down first, then go over it with a sheer application of blush, and you get sort of, you know, some luminosity there without anything looking too overboard, or and it also wears longer too. So on my lips, what I've got going on is one of my favorite lip liners. Where is it? It's NYX Mahogany. This is great because this is giving you sort of a deeper neutral, basically. So I went all over with that, and then I took a really pretty gloss from e.l.f. It's the Mineral Lip Gloss in Trendsetter. So this is the look with that. It's very neutral, very wearable. I don't feel like it detracts from the eyes, but it kind of complements the whole look. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy what I've done with the Mirage palette. For one more look at that, again, it is a fun palette to use because you get a variety of finishes, and you're also getting a pretty wide range of colors here too. Thanks again for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon. Cupcake has been supervising this tutorial. She says she approves of all of the colors and products used. Oh, good job. Go, ready? And Cupcake also, what's your Twitter account? Oh, okay, you can follow Cupcake on Twitter for updates on her life, what's going on, her opinions on things. It's up high. It's right here. Oh. Did you line your water line today? Thought so. Cupcake spends a lot of her time bird watching. Yes, you do, don't you? I like your little pose you have going on there, Caker, with your paw. Oh, am I boring you? Hey, Cupcake. Do you like Mally's new bag? Kindness is the new black. I think that's very cute. Oh, you're good. The camera will always find you, Baker. See, I call her Cupcake. She gets called Caker, Baker, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Is there anything else you'd like to add?